gentlemen, I have just seen Spider-Man Brand New Day. I watched it last night. This is the morning after I watched it, and I kind of just want to talk about why I think this is genuinely the best Spider-Man movie, and why this kind of solidified Tom Holland as the best Spider-Man for me. Honestly, the action, huge step up. Daniel Destin Cretton, or I'm pretty sure that's his name, I don't remember, but oh my gosh, like genuinely one of the best decisions Marvel could have made in terms of getting him as a director. A lot of the shots, like just watching Spider-Man, he moved like Spider-Man in this movie. Like genuinely, and that's also why I was like, okay, I kind of want to play the game now. I was like, the fighting, the web swinging, literally all of it, like he was Spider-Man, and that's why I love this movie so much.
Finger licking good special. That's what I'm talking about.
The way I felt watching this movie was the same way I felt when I was watching Superman. Like, it genuinely felt like Spider-Man. Now, granted, there were some things in the movie that I didn't like. Leading up to the movie, there was a lot of marketing where they just pretty much showed so many things, and it was like, I got to the point where I had to stop looking at trailers and stuff, because I was like, bro, they're showing way too much, and I don't like how movies kind of do that now, where it's like they show you pretty much the entire fucking movie. Granted, they did do a good job of hiding a lot of things. Like, we all knew Sadie Sink was Jean Grey. Part of me was hoping she wasn't, but like, I genuinely don't know who else she would have been. Like a ginger psychic, like how many other, like, you know what I mean? But I kind of liked it. Like, as much as I heard a lot of people complaining, I do kind of like what they did with Jean. It was new for sure, and I think it was definitely a good way of slowly introducing mutants. Like, they obviously did it because they wanted to give people a reason to see like why mutants are hated in the MCU, because that's 100% what it's gonna be when the MCU finally introduces mutants. Like, I get it. Like, I understand. Like, a lot of people complain, they're like, oh, this isn't Jean, she doesn't have a sister. I'm like, yeah, I guess, sure. But the point of this is kind of trying to adapt it in different ways, and I kind of like how they did that. At the end of the day, yes, it wasn't completely exactly one-to-one like how comic Jean is, but and again, it's a completely different universe, right? So there's gonna be changes. What they did with Jean, I think it was perfectly fine. I didn't have any issue with it at all. Now, another thing I really liked that they did with the movies that I kind of didn't like how they did with the other movies, the cameos didn't just feel like fan service. Because like, with how it was in Homecoming and Far From Home, and even like No Way Home to an extent, like it felt like introducing all these characters was kind of just like a type of fan service, being like, oh, it's this guy. Oh, look, Daredevil's in the movie. And like, he doesn't really play that much of a part. And it's like, they did such a good job in terms of the story and involving every character in a way. Because I was kind of worried, especially with Punisher. I'm really hoping they play the dynamic with Frank and Spider-Man in the movie, and they did that. They did it really well, and I was really happy with how they did it. And even with Hulk and Bruce and Spider-Man, like, they showed that dynamic pretty well too. It was great. Like, I thought it was awesome. Yelena being in the movie, that was also really interesting, that she, like, again, it was like another thing with the cameos where it was like, yeah, she was in the, obviously she was in it very briefly, but you know, it didn't just feel like, oh, she was in there to shoehorn. Like, she genuinely, like, felt like an integral part of the story. Like, she felt like genuinely important. I really like how everything kind of tied in really well with each character. With Frank, him being there, it was a very nice thing to see his relationship with Spider-Man, and him, like, his reaction and the reference to Civil War in the comics when Punisher is carrying Spider-Man and is in the hospital. That clicked for me immediately. And seeing how like his relationship with Spider-Man grows, considering like I haven't really, like, in the MCU, Punisher hasn't had like a genuine friendship like he's had with some of the other heroes. Like with Daredevil, they're just arguing most of the time.
Bullshit, Frankie!
Day after day, just hiding out.
I ain't hiding from shit. You walked in that
Plotting
door.
your next kill?
What is wrong with you? You can't help yourself, can you? Goddamn hands off of me! Goddamn liability every time. Good for you. What is wrong with you?
I'm like, damn, like, you guys don't like each other. I'm like, how do you guys ever agree to do anything together? Seeing Peter's, well, even though it wasn't very brief, like, it was nice seeing Hulk, because I think they did reference, you know, Hulk like remembering Spider-Man. Like that was very interesting to see. I mean, at least I think that's what they were doing with that. And that whole fight scene in itself was freaking awesome. Like from going to Professor Hulk being controlled by Jean, and when he said he was like, it was a no Banner, no girl, only Hulk. I was like, yeah.
Yeah. I ain't gonna lie, I'm getting cooked.
And like he fully was going to die, but then it was like Hulk looked at himself, and it was either Hulk or it was Bruce, and they were like, damn. It was like the same thing again, where Hulk was like, fuck. Like, it was very interesting to see that decision being made. So I was like, wow. And I'm hoping they make a Hulk movie and explore that more, because that would be really good to see, because it is something that needs to be done. Like the Hulk has been such an interesting character. I don't know if he will be in Doomsday. That'll kind of be interesting to see. I'm kind of just like all over the place. Like I'm kind of going with no script. I'm just going straight off everything I remember from the movie. I liked that a lot. I also liked how a lot of the things, like, it's very clear that when the X-Men become more of a prominent part of the MCU, the inhibitors are definitely going to come back to bite Peter in the ass. Whether he has to deal with it or I don't know, like it's gonna be very interesting what they do with Spider-Man next, just because it's like he's finally accepted the change, and obviously there's a lot of things that are kind of confusing that I still don't really understand. Like I saw a lot of, and I kind of wanted to avoid looking at stuff before making this video, but it kind of seemed like that burst from Jean at the end of the movie was a catalyst to not only Ned remembering Peter, but also MJ potentially remembering Peter, and it's very interesting seeing what happens with that whole thing. I'm excited to see what they do with the X-Men. I kind of don't want to see Wolverine anytime soon in the MCU anymore. Like, I genuinely, like, they've kind of milked it for all it was worth. A lot of people have said it should have ended with Logan. I kind of agree with that. Now, did I not like Deadpool vs. Wolverine? No, I liked it. I enjoyed it. I think it was a good movie. I don't think they had to dance on Logan's grave, but that is what it is. Anyways. And in my opinion, Spider-Man Brand New Day is a movie about change. You know, Peter's going through this massive change, just not in terms of like, not only in terms of his powers and stuff, but also he's lost everyone. And, you know, I don't know, it's hard when you lose that many people and when you lose a lot and you're going through a lot of change. It's hard to accept it, and so you try to fight it, you try to do whatever you can to go back to the way things were, but like sometimes you just gotta let it happen.
Especially because you see Peter struggling with his decision to not tell MJ and Ned. And again, it's back to the loneliness bit, where because Peter is such a good person at heart that he's worried for the safety of everyone, he doesn't let anyone in, because it, to me, seems like he's too scared that something like that's going to happen again.
Okay, I'm gonna wrap this up really quick. Spider-Man Brand New Day, I'm giving it honestly a 9 out of 10. It wasn't perfect, but man, was it a really good movie. I loved everything they did with Spider-Man as a whole. I liked what they did with Peter. I really felt a lot of the things that they did in this movie with Peter, and I think it was great. Like, I like how in the end, when they're showing Peter, like when Peter finally lets Jean in his mind, she takes Peter's place, and May's giving this speech where it's like, you're very special and people are gonna want to do a lot of horrible things to you, and you know, you don't have to do it alone. And I was like, wow, this is like resonating with me. Like, obviously I don't have superpowers, but I was like, a lot of it resonates with me, because I was like, damn, like I've kind of been feeling very alone and not understanding who I am recently. Like I'm 22, around the same age Peter is in this movie, and so a lot of these things, I'm like, damn, like a lot of it hits really close to home. And so this movie just really solidified my love for Spider-Man, because I have loved Spider-Man since I freaking first laid eyes on him when I was 6 years old. And I don't think I'm ever going to stop liking Spider-Man. Like, I'm going to be 50 years old and still be in love with Spider-Man as a character, because at the end of the day, like, he is a very relatable character, and that is just the honest truth. And I relate more and more with him the closer I get to his age, because it's like, a lot of these things are things I'm going through. And that's why this movie is probably the best Spider-Man movie, in my opinion, because it hits so close to home for me, and I just loved it. Like every single part of it, like it genuinely felt like straight out of a comic book. Literally, like how the Superman movie felt like Superman. This Spider-Man movie felt like Spider-Man, and it was great. I loved it. I loved every second of it. But yeah, anyways, thank you so much for watching this video. Regular content will be coming soon.
And yeah, wishing all of you success. Doomsday's gonna suck. Shout out the CEO of Sex.
Peace.